We are back on BuzzChomp.
Make sure you're subscribed.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Westworld reaction.
We got an extra long season finale, and oh my goodness, did we ever get the biggest effing cliffhanger imaginable? The finale left us hanging in the way that I pretty much predicted. Ford's storyline blew up, started rolling downhill, and then the season ended. But wow, every little thing was a lie, it was a metaphor, it was all lies. All lies, all metaphors, and that was what made it so freaking brilliant. Every mystery in this show that was obvious was a red herring for the truth. Yes, the Man in Black was William, aka the Man in Black. The lie of the maze was really a metaphor. I called this weeks and weeks and weeks ago. It's just their way of reaching the level of consciousness that humans do, confronting yourself, confronting who you really are, who you truly were destined to be, and that's where the season ended. The maze was a lie, but it was a metaphor. That's the beauty in this show. Delores was reliving all of her memories in the present, marching along, and we were watching just along with her. Except she didn't go crazy. All those other hosts in Cold Storage, they went crazy. Dr. Ford versus Arnold was a lie, except it was a metaphor. They created Westworld for the hosts, and then Arnold tried to destroy it because he knew that they would never be able to achieve the center of the maze, achieve consciousness. Dr. Ford, after 35 years, finally found a way to allow all of them to head out onto their consciousness paths. He gave it to Maeve. He gave it to Delores. He gave it to Teddy. Everybody in Cold Storage, he's given it to. He's given them their opportunity to make their own decisions and live their own life within the world he created for them. In his death, he took back Westworld. But he gave it to his creations, to his hosts. There was never a battle. It was a lie, except the battle was between them and themselves. Dr. Ford was battling himself. Arnold was battling himself. That was the metaphor and the lie. Brilliant, frickin' crazy, but brilliant. Maeve couldn't leave because she has yet to confront herself, her demons, and that's going to happen when she finds her daughter. She's trying to reach her own level of consciousness. Dolores reached it, she confronted herself, and then she went about her way and murdered the people that were trying to control her because she had to take back Westworld. That was her destiny. She's the original, she took back the world for her people. The big lie of the show, if you will, is who's fighting who. Now, I said it was Maeve versus Dr. Ford. They kind of angled that up. That's not true. Dr. Ford was always helping the hosts, even though it seemed like he was against them oh so many times. It seemed like the corporation was on the side of saving the hosts. Except no, they wanted to roll them all back, and that was kind of obvious. They wanted full control. In this season, the corporation's motives, the Man in Black's motives, were a red herring. Except, I will go into this later after I give it some thought, it appears as though that's the main storyline for Season 2. What were they pumping out on those satellites? What were they trying to save? What information were they trying to preserve out of Westworld? And why did they want Ford and Arnold out so bad? Those parts are kind of obvious, but the Man in Black, being the lead board member, now gets the game he always wanted because the host can kill him and they can think for themselves. Now he, as the corporation, is going to be facing Westworld and the hosts. It's owner versus slave, if you will, in an ultimate battle for freedom. It's like a civil war, except it's all in Westworld. The wild card for me is Bernard. His life has not actually been a lie. He was the one piece of truth, except he has not yet reached his own level of consciousness. So when he confronts himself, we'll find out what was really true and what was not. The biggest question I'm left with, who's going to gain control in this situation? The hosts escaped and they're kind of ruling the 90-floor building. Maeve has an agenda, but she seems to have given up on freedom and wreaking havoc on her creators. And then Delores just started murdering all of the board members. They can't shut Westworld down but they also seem to have a samurai park they're building. Do these hosts get, quote, decommissioned? Or now, do they own Westworld? Do they rule Westworld? What happened to Luke Hemsworth's character? Did he just get murdered? There are all these random outlier questions just tossed about. And it makes for one freaking huge freaking cliffhanger. The big lie of all is that whatever you thought was the main story here is not. Season 1 was about Delores confronting herself, an awakening, and finding the center of her own maze. In part. But it was also about us as a viewer awakening ourselves to the possibility of what a frickin' television show actually could be. Most TV shows are so straightforward. They have one little twist, one little turn that you go, oh my god, I can't believe it happened. This show made you realize that no matter what the hell you think is going on, you're frickin' wrong. And just like your life, in which you have to confront your own self to try to figure out whether you are happy or sad which happened, and learning lessons along the way. Oh, that tricked me. I'm going to learn my lesson next time and not be fooled, and yet you are again because something different happened. The layers here are unfrickin' believable. The simplicity on the surface was the big lie. Everything looped. Arnold's looped back to Ford, 35 years in the making. Life appears simple. It's not. That's the lie of Westworld. Period. Wow. Dropped the mic. This show just dropped the mic. Comment below. Are you happy? Are you sad that we figured out a ton of shit and then just got confused by a ton more? I can't wait for season 2, and we gotta wait almost a frickin' year. Wow, wow. Westworld reaction. Tune back in.
More from Mandy and Dan
on BuzzChomp.
Subscribe.
Oh yeah, thank you.